Hello everybody, this is Dr. Novak, and in this video I'm going to do a review on these things. The timers that we use in the aquarium hobby. And I'm going to show you some brand new timers that they have out that are far supersede these timers. And that's coming up next, so stay tuned. Okay, let's get into this. Back a long time ago, if a hobbyist wanted a timer, you would have to get a timer that was mechanical and had little pins that you pulled in and out of it to set the time. They weren't very accurate. They would lose time or gain time, and if the electricity went out, they would just start up right back where the power had left off, and you could be hours behind. And they were okay, but it was nice when the hobby finally came out with digital timers like this, and of course like this. And the trouble is, like this digital timer here, it's got to be at least 15 years old, 10, 15 years old, easily. Both these timers, this one's got to be, the bigger one's got to be at least 7 or 8 years old. The trouble with these timers is the digital ones, they're nice. They're a little more compact, they're more accurate, a lot more accurate. A lot of them have batteries built in them, and they're rechargeable batteries, so they will keep the time even if the power goes out until finally the battery wears out. But usually they will keep accurate time for you and keep all your settings for you because of a little battery that's inside of them. Now, as technology is moving on, this is about the best thing we got. Now, technology has moved on where a lot of your lights have timers built in them. And like the Fluval light, for example, if you wish to have the light shut off and turn back on, a lot of people who have plants like their lights to turn on and then turn off for an hour, then return back on. So CO2 will build up in the aquarium when they have a lot of plants. And with the Fluval, you can't program it to do that. You literally have to shut the whole thing down, use a timer to shut it down for you, and then repower it back up so it reboots the memory and tricks it into thinking it's a brand new day, so the lights come back on again. Okay, so the multiple on-off switching of lights or your equipment for some built-in timers doesn't exist yet. For other more expensive lights, yes, it does. So we use little things like this timers. These timers are used for, let's say, your CO2, to turn your lights on and off, to turn other pieces of equipment on and off whenever we would like them to do it. Now in the saltwater hobby, they have built-in timer and control boxes, if you want to call it, power switches. And that's nothing new either. And when I went looking to replace these timers, I found that they make smaller, like this, smaller timers now. This is an Amysen timer. And the trouble is, I bought some of these, and they're still kind of big in size. And the problem is with these is that they're still a little bulky than these. Now, the trouble is with these also is, did you ever take one of these, and like this one, for example, if something goes wrong with it, how do you remember how to program it? That's the problem with these. They don't give you any instructions on exactly what to do. This one does have, because it's so much bigger, some instructions on the back on what to do. And there's nothing more frustrating than to have something like this and you need to set the time, you need to reset or change your programming, and you're trying to figure out what to do, or daylight savings time. How many of us have ran into problems like that where we forgot how to program it? Or you have to push this button, and then you have to push this button, and then you have to push this button. You know, it just becomes confusing. A lot of people, they forget, and just to reset the time, and they got a reset on it. But just to set the time, to set the day, to set the clock, everything. It's for some people it becomes a big hassle because they forget when something goes wrong with these timers on how do you reset them. I forgot, you know, I haven't reset the thing in a year or 6 months or whatever it is. So we run into that problem with these older digital timers, except for this one, we'll have some little setting chart on what you can do to reset it. But there's another problem with these timers, all digital timers, and that is power extensions. We all use these. This is nothing new. And if you take one of these and plug it in, it eats up 2 plugs. Okay? So now you can't plug anything into this. So every time you plug a timer into this, you eat up 2 plugs. If you use the bigger one and you plug it into a power strip like this, well, now it's going the wrong way. So now you have to put it this way. Now it eats up 3 plugs. So that's the problem with these bulky timers, that instead of having the 6 plugs, this now eats up your plugs. So, but this is our choices until I found this device, Amysen. Then that's just Amysen. I'll leave a link below where I bought it on Amazon, and it's Amysen. And the reason I bought this compared to other ones that are out there is because of its size. And now if you take this and you have power strip and you plug it in, okay, and then let's say you plug a second one in because you have something else that needs to be plugged in, you actually still have the space here to plug in like an air pump or something else without a ground to it. In other words, a 2-prong plug could still be, there's enough space to plug one. So now you're not losing your space on these real tight extension bars. If you plug it into the wall, you're able to plug both of them into a wall socket close together instead of only having one. This happens all the time to people. So now with these, you're able to plug 2 of them into an extension power strip and still have space to plug a 2-prong outlet cord. That's the larger prong would determine how the plug would go in. Anyhow, we all run into this problem. So when I got to Amysen, I found out because of their size, and I was able to plug these in and have things go on. And a good thing about these is, like, if you're using CO2, you want your CO2 to go on early, you put one for your CO2 and then use the other one for, let's say, your lights, and you're not taking up that room. So that's great. Now, so I'll tell you something about this. If you're on the fence about buying new timers, these small little timers, compared to a lot of them, you got to watch it because a lot of these are bigger around, and it will eat up the 2 spaces on your power strip. So when you plug them in, it'll eat up the second space here, and you won't be able to plug anything in it. So you have to watch the size of these. That's why the Amysen, I'll give you the link and all, is small enough so it opens up on power strips so you're not losing anything. Okay, so you probably wonder, how difficult are these compared to something like this? Well, first of all, it's not difficult at all. I'm a techie person. I like tech. I like technology. And I always get the newest technology if it's out there. It's a very simple. I would say 1 through 10, 10 being the hardest on programming something. These I would have to say, because you could forget how to program them and everything. These things could be, rated like an 8, a 9 on, because you may forget, and it's like, now what do I press? What buttons do I press together? I have to press the clock, and I have to press this, and then I have to press this twice, and I have to hold it down for, without instructions. If you don't have the instructions, they're terrible. This is so simple. It connects up to your phone through Wi-Fi, and as long as you have your Wi-Fi address, that's all it needs. You just click the button, and I'll show you that, and it starts flashing a blue light. Once it starts flashing, after you click the on button, once it starts flashing, you can program it. They have an app, goes on Android for your or Apple, Google or Apple, and I went and got it off the Apple. It's a free app, and in the app, they prompt you on what room you want to put it on. The room is for a convenience for you, because you can name every plug what it's plugged into. So if you have it CO2, you name it CO2 controller. You can name it, if you have your lights, you can name it light. You can name it light 1 on the left, right. It's all built in. I would say the ease of using this, because they do give you instructions. It looks like it's almost microfiche. It's written so tiny, but they give you instructions. But basically, they give you a barcode down here where you can get the app right away for the plug, whether you're Android or Apple. Code right down here. And the thing about it is that I would rate this a 2 as far as programming, because we all have phones, and once it prompts you to go in there, you pick a room. Let's say you could pick study, or you could put bedroom 1, 2, 3, living room, dining room, whatever. And you can plug this into any plug as you're programming it. So it doesn't have to go into the plug, into the room you're going to use it in. So let's say if you're sitting in your office and you want to program these, you just plug it into any plug, and then you just program it and tell it what room you're going to be using it and the number of hours you want it to go on. It goes by military time, so it's a 24-hour clock. So you don't have to worry about AM or PM. You just have to know that 1500 hours is 3 o'clock. Okay, so you know that's PM. The app will prompt you from 12 o'clock on, and it's military time. So that you don't have to worry about. You can have it go on and off as many times as you want during the day. So let's say if you're running your lights, you can program it to run your lights at a certain amount of time, turn off for an hour, and then restart back up with one of these. If anything would happen to it, which I've already experimented with, it loses its memory or something like that, you just hit the button. You can turn it on and off by this, but you hit the button and hold it down for like 3 seconds. The little blue light on top here starts flashing, and you just reprogram it off your phone. It's very, very simple. If you have a program that you don't like or don't need any longer, you can delete it and use the same plug. Once again, reprogram it for another room or to do something else. So I found these because of their size, that you can use power strips without eating up more sockets than you want. And I know that in my 90 gallon, I have over 12 outlets on my 90 gallon, and every outlet is being used by something, whether it be used by a pump or by an air pump or by the redox controller or and other equipment that I'm using. If you're using a heater, so that's all stuff that eats up your plugs. And these, because of their size, will give you the versatility of definitely having more room where you can use your smaller plugs to go in between them and your larger plugs go on the other side. Wall warts, of course, we all know wall warts you can't do much with, but this works out good with wall warts because it does stick out, and then you can put the wall wart on top of here and still give you room to sneak your plug in between, especially if you have a power strip and you want to plug it into your power strip. But anyhow, the good thing about this is you don't need to put it on the object you're going to use. You just plug it into a wall socket, program it, and then you go underneath your tank, and then you can plug it into your power strip and go ahead and start working it. So it's a very convenient timer. And of course, it's the good thing about it is it's up to date now compared to these bulky timers, or compared to timers you're going to find that look like this, but they're going to be bigger in diameter. And any bigger in diameter than this, you are going to eat up one of your sockets on your power strip, which is one thing all of us hobbies don't want to do, is eat up any of our sockets here. We just don't seem to have the room. So I did a review on this. I wanted to give you an idea if you're thinking about adding better timers onto anything, even if you're going to have a fluval light and you want to add a timer just to shut it off. And it only takes, I think, 15 seconds to shut off the fluval to make it think that it's a new day. On these, if the electric goes out or something, you're going to see that, hey, my protein skimmer or my lights are out. I can't have that, or my heater's out or something. This will be able to tell you right on your phone of what's going on. So that's it for this review. I highly recommend it. Look at the link below if you're interested in buying it. They're not that expensive. You get a box like this, 4 of them. I think it's less than $30 for 4 of these. That's not bad. That's not bad at all. Excuse me. And I have another review coming up for CO2 people that you're going to want to watch, because I've used this product for years and it really does work. And that's going to be reviewed for another time. So until next time, this is Dr. Novak. Thank you for watching.